Alright guys, welcome back. Today's video, me, my cousin Noah, and my buddy Horton from work, we all took a trip down to some public land that we hunted before in the rut, but we've never been down here in bow season. So we went down to go hunt some of this land, and it's set up real good. A bunch of big deer. So we're gonna try and get in there, shoot us a nice buck. And we come down here on Friday, and I didn't film a whole lot. Me and Hunter pretty much scouted all Friday, and Noah drove in later that night. But anyway, we're gonna get right into the video. Hope y'all enjoy, and I appreciate y'all clicking on this video. We had a blast going down here and hunting this, and we're definitely coming back. But anyway, y'all make sure to watch the whole video to get all the action, and we're gonna get right into it. So we'll see you when we get there. Alright guys, just made it out here the first morning, and me and Noah's walking into a spot that we've hunted a long time. It's got a big creek bottom, and in the middle of a big cutover. It's that same spot that we'd come here last year, and I saw that buck in the rut, the smaller one that I let walk, and then the year before that we spooked a monster in here. So we're gonna go back in here. I think I'm gonna sit at a little bit different spot, and I know it's gonna sit right where we seen the bucks at. So hopefully one of us will shoot one this morning. Maybe see a few does too. Are you gonna shoot a doe?
Depends on how close you get.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get something on the ground this morning. But anyway, y'all stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and walk in. We got plenty of time, so we're gonna ease our way down here. Try not to bump anything. Alright guys, we got set up on Saturday morning, and we got up in there, climbed a tree, and it was way thicker than it was the year before. The problem was I didn't go scout it on Friday like I was supposed to. Me and Hunter was scouting other stuff. I just never made it over here, but me and Noah climbed up, ended up not liking what it looked like, so we decided to get down at 8 o'clock. Didn't end up seeing anything while we were in the tree. But we got down, and Noah was gonna go scout the bottom in the creek, and I was gonna walk the road, and this is where it gets crazy. So y'all stay tuned. And alright guys, me and Noah just got done hunting this morning. Didn't see anything up in the tree, and I've been in there a few years ago, and it's grown up a whole lot more than what I remember. So we started to head out, and Noah was gonna scout the bottom of that creek that we was in. So I was just gonna walk down the road a little bit more, and sure enough, I look up, and there's a deer coming down the dirt road. I didn't grab my GoPro or anything. I didn't really figure I was gonna see anything until I started walking halfway down the trail. Well, I knocked an arrow, and then I saw it start moving, and I could hear Noah walking through the bottom down there, and I thought maybe that deer gets scared from hearing Noah, and I called him. I told him just to sit right there a second, and I jumped in the side next to some thick stuff, and he just kept walking right down the road, and it turned out as a pretty wide 6-pointer. So I knocked an arrow, pulled it back, and I shot under him the first time, and he took a step back or two. Then I set my pin at 30 and shot under him again. But it was just all in a rush, and I didn't range find him. I just guessed, and I guessed wrong. I was 10 yards under him every time. But it was my fault, and I should have grabbed the GoPro too. But anyway, we're headed out now. We're gonna go scout bottom. Maybe we can walk up on another buck, and then we're gonna go in a good spot this evening that I've been in. Jumped 4 does while we were scouting yesterday. But anyway, y'all stay tuned. We've been seeing a bunch of deer, whole bunch of deer. It's been pretty good so far. So anyway, we're gonna head back to that creek bottom and scout some. I'm gonna bring the GoPro with me this time, so hopefully we can get a few on camera. So we'll see whenever we get there. Alright guys, we've been in here scouting a good bit. I think we're gonna come in here in the morning. Pretty most open creek bottom so far. And I think we're gonna sit right over there. And there's a pretty fresh scrape right here. And then we found an older one back that way where we walked in. And then we were coming up on the creek over there, and we jumped a deer. Couldn't see what it was, but there's definitely some deer in here. There's a big trail back over there, and then everywhere we find some sand, there's a ton of tracks. And there's a bunch of tracks in that little scrape right there too. And they got a bunch of trails weaving in and out of here. But we're gonna circle around, run back up the truck, and eat us something. And then we're gonna go to a pretty good spot this afternoon where we jump them does at. But we're gonna catch you whenever we get back to the truck and eat us something for lunch. You tired? Alright guys, we just got in here and hunting this creek bottom. I got a cut over right there, and then Noah's in a finger right here, and he's got another cut over there. And we got this bottom down in here with these big hills coming through, and I'm gonna be hunting this big creek bottom right here. They'll be crossing, and then they might be walking the edge of that cut over on that side, but we're gonna go ahead and get climbed up, and hopefully some stuff's gonna move through this afternoon. Alright guys, we've been set up for a little while. Noah is set up over there like I said, and I'm over here on the left looking at this creek bottom, and I was getting ready. Just had hung my bag up, set the big camera up, and I was in the process of setting up this camera right here, putting the microphone on and stuff. I look up, and there's a deer looking at me, or not looking at me, facing me, right here about 50 yards away in this cutover. It come out of this cutover that we seen them same does embedded in, just coming on down. So I turned the camera on, got him on. Once he started moving down this way, and he crossed over here at the creek where all them tracks are in it, and had circled around me. I thought it was a 6-point, and it turned out to be a 7-point. I didn't have my bow ready. I mean, I had just got up here, didn't have the GoPro up. I still had my quiver on my bow, didn't have my release out, anything. I just set up the big camera, and he come on by, but I just let him walk. I could have got my release out. It's right in there, and then I could have knocked the arrow if it was a big one, but I just let him slide. I thought he would get close to Noah, and maybe Noah would have a shot at him, but I think I'm a little further than Noah than what I thought I was. But he eventually come around me, and he was at 19 yards behind me at one point, and then kept circling, and got around and smelled us and went up the hill where we had walked in from. But I'm glad we'd walked in that way. We could have walked in front of us, but I was too nervous that we would have bumped some deer out of the cutover, and it worked. And it worked like that because Noah's already seen a doe too. It come from behind him. He's hunting the other cutover over there. But I'm hoping we can see a few more deer, maybe a good buck that we got a shot at. But it's a real good spot, a bunch of deer in here. So we're gonna see if we can't see some other deer, maybe idea. Maybe we can't see some other deer and get a shot on one, so y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, we've been up here for a little while and haven't seen anything else, and Noah said that doe had went behind him at 45, and he wasn't able to get a video at it, but there's definitely some deer in here. We're gonna keep on sitting. Got good wind blowing right behind us, and I think they're gonna come from in front of us through these big cutovers, and they're gonna come in these bottoms. I think they all went to bed in the cutovers. We've been jumping them here and there in midday, and they're all gonna get up and go in the bottoms. And I think that buck got up a little early, small one, but maybe some good does and big buck will get up here in a little bit and come in. Alright guys, I've been sitting here for a little bit longer. Sun's starting to go down, and it's getting a little bit colder. And I didn't bring my jacket because I didn't think it was going to get cold. And I know it was pretty cold too. I just called him. But a game warden had come up, pulled right at the top of this cutover that we're sitting. And sat there for about 10-15 minutes. Nothing ran out, but sure don't help us either, because the wind's blowing right to us this way, and all that smell and stuff that got in there, so didn't help us any. But Noah just saw another doe come from that way to the right, walking to him, and it eventually smelled him. But anyway, we're gonna sit here a little bit longer, or we're gonna sit here till dark, and hopefully we can see some more deer. There's a bunch in here. Alright guys, been sitting here for a little while. The sun just went down, and I looked up, and there's another buck right in front of me, and I watched it for about 5 or 6 seconds. It had a pretty good rag, a white rag, and it had a super orange body. I watched it for about 5 or 6 seconds. It had come over, turned around, or had swung over to grab the big camera, get it on the big camera. And I swung back around, turned the camera on, the stuff zoomed in. I don't think I got it on camera. And I just lost it after that in this cutover. And I can't seem to find him anymore. I've looked at my binoculars for a long time. I just can't find him. But he's somewhere in front of us, and I'm hoping he's gonna come in right before dark. I hope he's just gonna walk the edge of this cutover. I've got a 30-yard shot to the edge of this cutover right here. But I'm hoping that I can see him again and get the big camera on him. I think Noah saw another doe. I think we got some walking to our left too. He might have got in the woods. So we'll see if we can't get this deer on the ground. I'll get y'all here in a minute. Alright guys, it's the last day me and Noah to hunt, and last morning bow season is pretty alright, and I know the wind's pretty rough right here, but we're gonna go down on that cutover we hunted yesterday. We're just gonna hunt some different spots, so hopefully that we can, I'm hoping we can get on a big buck and, you know, get a shot. It'd be real nice. It's a real good spot. I think Noah's gonna go to the end in a big corner where he can see a lot, and I'm gonna dive down this hill down here and go in this big spot where there's a bunch of woods. And I'm gonna look over 2 cutovers too. So we're gonna go ahead and walk in. It's about 5:40, and we're gonna try and get set up about 6:20, and it starts to get daylight about 6:30. Sun comes up at 6:50. So Noah's go ahead. Noah's already walking down that way, and I'm gonna run off this hill here. So I guess we're gonna catch you whenever we get in. Alright guys, there's a deer right over here. I see his eyes, it's bedded down. I'm just gonna try and sneak in here without spooking him. This deer's probably gonna spook. I'm pretty close to him. Alright guys, we've been set up since dark, and Noah's set up too. He said he spooked a herd of deer coming in, and I saw that one bedded right over here, and it just stayed in the bed, watched me the whole way down here, and I don't think he's got up yet. I might see him get up, and I don't think he'll come this way because he saw me, but I'll at least try and video it. And I got this big old bowl right here that I'm sitting in, and I'm hoping that these deer will come in this bowl and try and get out of this wind, because I'm out of the wind right here, and it's blowing above me and over the other side of that hill where the truck is. But it definitely looks good, and these deer walk the edge of this cut over, and I'm sitting right on the side of it. I got a bunch of woods behind me, a big plot of woods, and Noah's sitting on the other end down there in a corner from these woods, and I can see a lot right here. So we definitely should see some deer this morning, and it's going to get colder till about 9 o'clock, so it should really get them moving and up on their feet. So maybe we'll see a few deer, and hopefully a good buck runs by one of us. And Noah said if a doe comes out, he's gonna shoot a good doe. So maybe we'll get a deer on the ground this morning. This is the last morning we're hunting, so maybe we can get it done. So y'all stay tuned.
about 1 o'clock and then drive home. Who knows if we'll hit the traffic on the way home over.
Yeah.
only negative about this, where I was at, you had to climb 40 or 50 feet up in a tree to see the cut over.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're all going to funnel down into it. It's just like a massive funnel in the middle of this thing.
There's a big funnel over there that I saw on the map.
A big what?
Funnel.
Oh.
Depending on when they cut this, I bet you can find a shed or two in here. Yeah, it was right over there, right in this bottom right here, this low spot. Because I'd walked right over, right beside where all them trees are cut up there. That's where I'd walked this morning. But there'd be a rattler or two in here in the summertime. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I pooped off there on the way.
Yeah. Alright guys, we headed out now. It started to rain on us. And it pretty much shut everything off. We ended up just seeing the doe, or the deer that we had spooked in this morning. Noah spooked a herd of them and I spooked one in that bed. And we both saw a raccoon, that's about it. But we're going to head back to the truck, and since everything's wet, I think we're going to run down in these bottoms and walk around some and try and stalk one. Y'all stay tuned. I don't know if we're going to hunt this afternoon or not, because we got a pretty good drive home and Noah's got work tomorrow.
That raccoon was right here in this creek, like crawling up in the holes and stuff over there.